you to everyone that is watching this video, taken the time to watch this video, has taken the time to go to the GoFundMe page and have a look. I thought I'd just make a little bit of an update, seeing as I spent the day with Fletcher today and had a chat to Fletch and his mum and dad, just about everything, and his siblings as well, who are very, very excited, by the way, about all of this. The younger brother, whose name I don't want to say just yet because I'm not sure if it's okay or not, but the younger brother came in and he goes, "Sam, you've got so much money! Can I have some of the money?" And then he goes, "Oh, no, keep the money, because when I get money, when I get my pocket money, I'm going to give money for the book as well," which is really cute. But yeah, anyway, so I just finished going for a walk / run, and after spending the day with Fletcher, it just tied in very nicely to what I want to talk about right now. So I thought, while the idea is fresh in my head, I just spiel off my thoughts. So basically today was with Mr. Fletcher, and we were at a physio appointment, and he was the lovely lady who was helping us with that so she'd given him a massage to relax his muscles, because cerebral palsy for Fletcher affects all of his muscles, his eyesight and his speech. So he can't talk. He can't see too well. We're not actually sure how much he can see, because obviously he can't verbalize. We think that he can see sort of basic shapes, faces, colors, that type of thing. Anyway, yeah, so his muscles do get very, very tight, especially when he has these types of spasms, when he's stressed about something, or when, you know, there's changes in the weather, when he's tired, like his muscles just all sort of tense up. So he has to have this therapy to relieve the stress in his muscles. And so basically he was stretched out on this rack, and he had to use his own body weight to push off the rack to just stretch out, you know, his quads, his hamstrings, everything like that. And I just wish that I had take a video of it, that you guys could see. I wasn't sure if I was allowed to take a video in there or not. But the absolute joy on this kid's face when he goes to physio, when he takes part in it, is just amazing. You know, he could be at the point where his muscles are shaking because he's trying so hard to use them. And he just loves it. He laughs his head off and he's squirming all over the place, you know, trying his best to use the little muscle that he does have. And I think hopefully I can try and capture some of that. And I do have some videos that I'm planning on putting together to show you that. But I think if you could just see how grateful he is just to use the small muscles that he have, you will feel so even more that your money is being well spent going into this book, and hopefully generating enough extra profit that we can give, you know, continuously. I plan on leaving the GoFundMe open so that we can continuously give money to Fletcher and his family for his physio. And I just wanted to give you a little bit more insight as to why physio is so important at this point in time, not just in general, but, you know, in the grander scheme of things. So a couple of weeks ago, Fletcher went to Melbourne to have a very rare stem cell infusion. I don't know if that's the right name, I'm not a very scientific person, but basically when his sister was born, she had cord blood taken in case they could use the stem cells to create new connections in his brain. And basically she came back as a match, which was fantastic news. So the next step was for him to go to Melbourne to have the infusion, which he did, and he took it like an absolute champion, made no complaints about being poked and prodded. He never does. He's always the most beautifully spirited kid. So he went to the hospital and he had the injections in his arm, and he came back. And so basically the idea is that over time they hope that the stem cells will take to his body and that he could regain some speech. They're not sure the extent to which he can regain the use of his speech, but he might regain the use of one arm, both arms, legs. Obviously not enough to be a cure, but enough to get back some general mobility, which is so important for him, you know, for little things like eating, just being relaxed in his chair, being able to take a mouthful of food without his muscles being so tense that he can't keep his arms relaxed, without kicking in bed, without feeling stressed about everything all the time. And so that's why I really want this physio to take off, because now more than ever his brain is at this optimal level where creating new neurological pathways is so important. But in order to do that, he has to have the excess therapy, which exceeds his funding, the funding that his family has at the moment. So any extra therapy, if you could have therapy every single day, imagine the new pathways that could make in his brain. You know, I was lucky enough to watch Fletcher go through Xtra, which was done at Princess Margaret Hospital, I think it was. And he has a walker, but he is not strong enough to use it because his muscles are so small, which you might have seen in the GoFundMe video, you know, his skinny little legs. That video was taken when he was very early days of the procedure. So he could only push 10 meters in about 20 minutes. And by the end of it, he was exhausted. You know, his heart was racing. He worked really, really hard, but it was a big toll on his body. And over 6 weeks of having therapy, just a couple of times a week, he was then able to push his walker from 10 meters to 25 meters in 30 seconds. And he was Fletcher's version of running from one end to the other to run me over, because I was lying on the floor saying, "Come run me over." And it was amazing. And just imagine how much more amazing, not good English, just imagine how much more he could get out of that therapy if he was having it regularly, because his muscles do decrease if he doesn't use them that often. So let's skip to Monday. So the video went up and I'm sort of feeling very nervous about it, not sure if people were going to donate, not sure if we'd actually get anywhere with it, not sure if people would sort of understand what it was that I was trying to do. And within an hour of posting, we had $200. Within 6 hours of posting, we had $700. And then the next day came, I refreshed the page, woke up, first thing I did was check my phone, have a look at the donations, think, oh, this is great. And the total jumped. And it jumped from $700 to $1,700. And I thought, this has to be a mistake. Someone has meant to put in 100 and they've accidentally put in 1,000. And then I checked the message and it was from a lovely lady who I think she wants to remain anonymous. So at this point, I'm not going to mention her name, but she's a friend of, mother of 2 friends of mine from a long time ago. And she basically said, you know, I hope that this helps. She knows people with disabilities and people helping them, and she just hopes that it helps. And it was so amazing, and I bawled my eyes out. In fact, I had to refilm this because I did actually start crying in the last video that I made, and that was awkward and I didn't want to post that. But yeah, it was just incredible that, you know, that money not only goes towards the book, which I hope will help normalize disability with our kids, because I do truly believe that, you know, love, patience and tolerance should start at a very early age. I don't think it's something that should be taught later on in life. I think it's something that if we work on instilling in our children now, will hopefully impact the way that they interact with people later on in their life with a disability. You know, curiosity is natural, but judgment is not. Judgment and hatred is learned. So to that person and to everyone who has donated, be it $2, $5, $100, $200, you have made so much difference, and you continue to amaze me with your generosity and your support, all the shares you've made on Facebook, to your friends and family, to your friends of friends who have donated, just to everyone who has donated. You honestly have no idea how much it means to me. You have no idea how much it means to Fletcher and his family. You are making such a difference to them, and you are making such a difference to me, because yeah, teaching inclusive education would just be an absolute dream for me. I really want to normalise disability and just teach our kids that, yeah, basically, like I say in the book, being born different doesn't mean that you're born wrong. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. I know Fletcher is very, very grateful as well for everything that you guys have done. And yeah, we'll hopefully keep you updated as we get more donations. But yes, thank you for your support so far, and hopefully I will talk to you soon. Goodbye.